Are you as fascinated as I am with what's in your camera bag videos? In this video, I'm going to tell you what's in my camera bag 2019, and that video is coming up next. Hi, my name's Ryan, the Camera Guy. If you're new to my channel, I review Sony gear along with accessories that go along with those cameras. If you're new to my channel, consider clicking that subscribe button, and on your way down there, don't forget to hit that like button and also that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about what's in my camera bag for 2019. If there's anything in this video that you want to pick up for yourself, there will be links down in the description below. So let's go ahead, unzip it, and let's show you what's inside. So first thing is I do have a B camera. This is the Sony AX53. I just did a review on this on my channel. If you're interested in seeing that video, I'll link that up in the cards above. But this is one heck of a camcorder. It gets great image quality, especially in sunlight. Can't go wrong with this thing. But I use this as a backup. It's also got great image stabilization. As you can see there, it's got some good optical image stabilization. It also has the reverse flippy screen. So this way, if you want to, you can set yourself up as a vlogging camera. Great camera. It's got audio in points, so you can plug in a lav mic or a shotgun mic up here in the top. I highly recommend this camera. Great image quality. It's 4K. And it also shoots 1080p. It's really nice quality. Has a Zeiss lens on it as well. Like I said, if you want to see more about this, check out the video I did up at the beach. That's going to be up in the cards above. That is my B camera. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap it out right now for my A camera so I can show you what that is. All right, so I'm back. Now I got the Sony AX53 up on the sticks. It's a solid camcorder. I can tell you how I can make the image quality a little bit better, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. So now let's talk about my A camera. It's the Sony A6400. I've been shooting with this now since about April of this year. This camera is really nice. It's got great audio inputs. It does have this nice flippy screen so you can vlog with it. I'll tell you what lens I'm using when I am doing the vlogs. So it does 4K, 24 frames, 30 frames per second. It also does 1080p in 24, 30, 60, and 120. I have a complete review of this camera, pros and cons, on my channel. I'll put that up in the cards above. Solid camera. I don't use it too much for photos, but definitely use it for a lot of video. Really like this camera. So this is the A camera. Generally when I'm doing talking head videos, I do use the Sigma 16mm f1.4. It's a great lens. Really like using this combo together, especially in indoor settings. So this is my A camera. I'm gonna go ahead and put these back up on the sticks, show you what else is in my camera bag. All right, so we're back. So I have this Sony A6400 along with the Sigma 16mm f1.4. Currently have it at f2 setting. Usually put the ISO on auto. So now that we've talked about the A camera and the B camera, what other lenses am I packing in this bag? So if you're gonna be out there using the Sony A6400, it does not have image stabilization. So you do wanna pick up a lens that has that. My recommendation is just get the standard kit lens, the 16 to 50 millimeter kit lens. It does come with Sony's OSS, the optical steady shot. That is stabilization as you shake this lens. You can feel it moving around a little bit. That's gonna give you a little bit of a steadier shot. If there was one downside to the Sony A6400, I wish it had the IBIS. Even a little bit would help out when you're out there walking, running, and gunning. The other thing that I wish the Sony A64 had was a bigger battery life. This thing does chew up a lot of batteries, and I do go through them quick. Now we'll get to a lens that I use sometimes if I'm trying to take portraits, but I don't use it very often, which is the Sony 50mm f1.8. I don't use this very often. It is actually, the version I have is for full frame cameras. It does not have any optical steady shot. There is an optical steady shot version, which is an ASPC version of this, and it does have optical steady shot. I'll go ahead and link that down in the cards below as well, but this is the Sony 50mm f1.8, and it's good for portraits. Next up, I'm gonna pull out a lens that is probably the least used one in my whole entire bag, and I'll explain why. So I have a very old Sigma 28 to 80 lens. This was originally for a film SLR camera. It does have autofocus and manual focus. It was for the Canon EF mounting system, but it is a Sigma lens, like I said, 28 to 80 millimeter. Probably the most underused lens because I have the 16 to 50 kit lens. I also have the 50 millimeter. So a lot of the focal length is covered in this and the next lens that I'm about to show you. So this does have a macro feature. So it has a macro and a normal feature, so you can get some nice up close product shots. Downside with this is it does not have autofocus when doing video. So you would have to do some manual focus in order to get some good image quality. But with the Sony a6400, I generally throw it on the manual focus. I use the red setting so I can tell where my autofocus is. So that is the Sigma 28 to 80. It's an older lens, but still works out really well. Next lens I have is the 70 to 300 from Sigma. Once again, this is an old lens from a film SLR camera that I used to use. This thing has an aperture of 4 all the way up to 5.6. It also does macro between 2 and 300s. You can get some pretty close shots here. I got a couple pictures here that I'll show you. But if you're gonna get any of these, you're gonna need to get an adapter. So the adapter that generally lives on this lens is the Sigma MC11. So this thing has no glass in it, so it's not a speed booster or anything like that, but it does fit onto the camera once you attach this on. This setup is very heavy. Eventually I'd like to upgrade to some that is gonna be a little bit lighter, but this thing is it's a tank, it's a beast, it's pretty heavy. But you can't beat the image quality that comes out of this thing. Once again, this one you also have to do manual focus on, but for photos, this thing, the autofocus does work. It's a little bit slower on the a6400 with the adapter, but it's a quality lens and it's a nice piece of glass. So I got this thing like maybe 15 years ago, and it's just been sitting around until I got the Sony a6400. But solid lens. Highly recommend it if you got an old Canon camera. So what else do I have in the bag here? I have, of course, a little tripod thing here, a little Gorilla Pod. This one, pretty cheap. I think it was only like 20 bucks. I'll link that down in the description below. It's just strong enough to hold that Sony a6400. Would like to upgrade at some point to maybe one of those Switch Pods or a Gorilla Pod at some point. Of course, bag came with a ring cover. Gotta have one of those. You never know what elements you might end up finding yourself in. Of course, I got an SD card holder. Stores all my SD cards. You gotta have extra SD cards. Now I'm gonna talk to you about some audio solutions here that I have. Also, when I'm out there shooting video, I have my Rode Video Micro. This thing does really great on a really windy day. This Dead Cat, I mean, it's huge, it's big, but it does a really nice job of cutting down the wind, producing some excellent audio quality. So in my bag, I do have the Rode Wireless Go system. Nice little system. If you're out there just shooting some video and you don't want a giant Dead Cat on there, I'll use the Rode Wireless Go system. Highly recommend that. I also did a video on that. I'll link that up in the cards above, right up here. If you want to check out that video, that's the Rode Wireless Go system. I also carry around the Boya BY M1 lav mic like I'm using right now. You just never know when you might need it. I did promise you a tip on how to get better image quality out of the Sony AX53. It's no secret if you watched any of my videos before, I love ND filters. I have 2 of them. I have the K&F Concept ND filters. These are variable ND filters. I have a 3 to 7 stop, which is on the camera right now, and then I have a 1 to 5 stop. I did buy the 82 millimeter ND filters, and that's because the bigger the ND filter, if you step it down, the less vignetting you'll get. Now these promise a no X pattern, which is awesome, but just go ahead and attach that right on here. You can bring that aperture down, get this camera to open up and use that full aperture. So if you are gonna pick up the Sony AX53, I recommend picking up an ND filter. You don't have to go as big as a 82 millimeter, that is the biggest one they have. I believe they also come in 72 and a 67, so you can always do that, but then you're gonna need a 55 millimeter step-up ring. So you're gonna want a 55 to 67 step-up ring, and that will help put this on here. Also carry around a bunch of step-up rings. This one's already built out. I got a 67 on here, steps down to a 49, and then eventually to a 40.5, and that's because of the kit lens. The 16 to 50 kit lens is a 40.5 millimeter thread. Of course, gotta have one of these. Got a mirrorless camera, so you don't want to get any dust on that sensor. You need something to blow it out. Also, got some extra batteries. Definitely need those. So this is all the stuff that I'm currently lugging around with me everywhere I go. If, like I said, you're interested in picking up any of this stuff, there are links down in the description below. They are affiliate links. They do help support my channel, and I really appreciate it if you use those links. So this is what's in my camera bag in 2019. If you want to see a full review of any of the products listed here on the table, make sure you leave me a comment down below or hit me up on Instagram at Brian the Camera Guy. If you like this video, click that like button down below. Subscribe to see more, ring that bell notification so you don't miss out on my future videos. I've been Brian the Camera Guy, and this was What's in My Camera Bag 2019. Thanks for watching.